People who voted to leave the EU last year didn't vote to leave their jobs. And that's what this election is about. The 25,000 jobs in Swansea Bay that depend on exports to the EU single market. Because if there is a large Conservative majority, they will turn their back on that market, and those thousands of jobs and hundreds of thousands of jobs across Wales are at risk. That's why Welsh Labour is putting trade and jobs at the forefront of the Brexit negotiations. That's why we need a strong voice at the bargaining table and ask for your support. Because those jobs provide the taxes needed to pay for our vital public services, our NHS, our schools, our police force. And if those jobs are lost, it's no surprise that we'll see cuts in our frontline services and higher taxes. We were promised £350 million a week extra for the NHS, but a Brexit which is a hard Brexit that walks away from the single market will provide cuts instead of extra funding for our NHS. The Conservatives in 2015 promised to be part of the single market. They promised not to raise tax on national insurance. They promised to protect our pensioners with a triple lock protection. But instead, 2 years on, they say they're going to leave the single market. They say they're going to increase taxes and national insurance, and they're not going to protect pensioners in terms of their incomes. Incomes, in fact, in real terms, are likely to fall. So the Labour Party is saying we will put jobs first. We're also aware that 60% of doctors from the EU are now saying they'll go back to the EU because they don't feel welcome or don't feel they have the right to stay. And that's why we will give those doctors the right to stay alongside other EU workers who are already here from day one, so our public services won't simply disintegrate. We will put firm immigration controls in place to balance the numbers of people, workers moving to and from the EU. But there's a lot at stake in terms of those thousands of jobs, the money for our services, the stability of our public services. So I would urge you to vote Welsh Labour on June the 8th. Don't fall into Theresa May's arms and wake up the following day without a job, without proper services. Vote for the re-election of me, Geraint Davies, as your Welsh Labour MP for Swansea West, to provide a strong voice for Swansea, for Wales, and for all our communities in the difficult future ahead.